Alright, just so you know, if you struggle with reading, then great. You and I are on the same page. I've always struggled with reading, so we're going to struggle together, but we're going to do it, okay? Alright, so let's start with chapter 1. Three-legged dog. I know what you're thinking. That poor dog only has 3 legs. But don't go there. It's not that bad, okay? So, I'm not American Kennel Club material. Big deal. My eyes are sharp, my nose is wet, my coat puppy soft. And the white patch over my eye, it's a charmer. I don't mind saying, my name is Chance. I'm pleased to meet you. Chance. Something else about me, I think about things more than your average pooch. While other dogs are chasing sticks and squirrels, I sit back and appraise the situation. When you hop everywhere you go, each trip takes time. So, you think about where you're heading and why. Also, 3 is a lucky number. 3 acts in a play, 3 legs in a stool, 3 times a charm, and all of that. And since management at Dogtown plays a lot of poker, being lucky is pretty darn lucky. Of course, I wasn't lucky when I lost my leg, but that's a story I don't like to tell. A place for homeless dogs. Dogtown is a shelter, a place for homeless dogs. The dogs of Dogtown are as fancy as you'll find anywhere. Collies and corgis, sharpies and sheepdogs, oodles of snoodles, poodles and labradoodles, plus plenty of mutts like me. And then there are dogs who aren't dogs at all because they are made entirely of metal. Ever petted a stapler? Hugged a toaster? Cuddled a bag of doorknobs? Then you know what it's like to have a robot dog. No fun at all. Why are metal dogs at Dogtown in the first place? That's the question. It was management's idea. Dogtown 2.0. It was management's idea. Dogtown 2.0 was a gimmick, a publicity stunt. People loved seeing real dogs roughhousing with robot dogs, tussling and tug-of-warring, sniffing behinds, or curled up together to rest and recharge. Newspapers wrote articles, videos went viral. The evening news ran, hoping you can see here. The evening news ran the story 2 days in a row. People came to Dogtown in droves. Dogtown 2.0. Dog adoption line, robot adoption line. Dogtown. Unfortunately, a lot of folks who visited Dogtown 2.0, I keep forgetting to read this, the boss. Unfortunately, a lot of folks who visited Dogtown 2.0 went home with robot dogs. Oh, the excuses they had. They were clean freaks. They were cat people. They were allergic. They didn't like dogs who pooped. That's when the hostility between us real dogs and the flesh and blood dogs and the metal dogs began. But Dogtown 2.0 created so much foot traffic that real dog adoptions increased too. At least that's what management said. And she's the boss, right? Plug-in pooches. Most of the robot dogs at Dogtown were known by their breed names: E-Dog, I-Dog, Airbo, Rover, or Pup 1000. But those aren't real dog breeds like pugs. and pointers and Pekingese. Nothing real about a metal dog. But, sorry, nothing real about a metal dog. They'd be laughed at. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Nothing real about a metal dog. They'd be laughed out of the ring at a dog show. They're brands. That's it. Besides that, a lot of them are in bad shape by the time they get to Dogtown. Tails broken, wires poking out, chargers missing. Nothing sadder than a plugged-in pooch who can't wag his own tail. He'd go straight to the e-waste heap. Even in her finest hour, no e-dog has a heart. They don't have the first idea of what it feels like to carry one around on your chest. The weight of it, you know? Metalhead. Robot dogs are expensive. They generally aren't donated to Dogtown until something stops working. A busted motor, a frozen screen, bugs in the software, that kind of thing. But Metalhead didn't look damaged. He looked strange. Like he'd been put together by a mad scientist. There was something off about his whole backside, as if another dog's rear end, was attached to his front end, and he had this flashing going on that drove us crazy. Blue flash, blue flash, blue flash all night long. Just looking at him gave me a headache. Dog bot updates. Note, programmed to like cats. Flash, light. Recycled. But can make fart sounds. Stove pile with realistic spot. Extra wire. Nails and screws made to look like real dog fleas. Removable, washable, floppy ears. Binocular eyes. It wasn't like he was well trained either. When humans said, "Come doggy," Metal Hound doesn't stop. Okay. When a human says, "Come doggy," sorry, I need to start over. When humans says, "Doggy, come," a Metal Hound doesn't stop to pee on the way. They're obedient 100% of the time. But Metalhead didn't do anything he was told to do. We didn't know if he was flat out disobedient or he just didn't care. Either way, something inside him was broken. We figured he'd be sent to the e-waste right away. We were wrong. Management didn't stick Metalhead in e-waste. She put him in the first cage. The first pen adopting families see when they come to Dogtown. The first pup they lay eyes on melts their hearts and gets adopted right away. None of us was happy that a hunk of steel was with the personality of a paperweight had been given the premier piece of real estate. Geraldine, a Saint Bernard, was really ticked. Off. She got sent to Dogtown because how do I put this delicately? Her piles were too large. I don't understand humans. Doesn't seem that difficult to figure out. Big dog, big. Anywho, Geraldine wouldn't stop barking about Metalhead getting first cage. What am I? Kibble dust? All I'm asking for is a little respect, she barked. but the humans didn't understand a word she said. Trying to bridge the human-dog divide is a game of charades. We understand them. They don't understand us. We joined Geraldine in her big bark, the way we always do. But it did no good. Metalhead was going to blink blue in the first cage until management moved him. There was nothing we could do about it. If that wasn't bad enough, Metalhead was a boohoo. Plenty of flesh and blood dogs are boohoos. Dogtown is a shelter after all. Dogs end up in Dogtown because they're lost or abandoned. They come to us because they bit the mail carrier, or they dug up the peonies, or poppies, or pansies, and this is a really big no-no, they ate their human's cell phone. You wouldn't believe the talented dogs that are dumped because of their phone chewing. It's a crying shame. Real dogs aren't happy when they arrive. They whine, they whimper, they hide their heads, and refuse to eat. They're hopeful there's a sign stapled to the telephone. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Real dogs aren't happy when they arrive. They whine, they whimper, they hide their heads, they refuse to eat. They're hopeful there's a sign stapled to a telephone pole somewhere that says missing dog with their picture on it. Might even offer a reward. Only if they could escape, only if they could go home, only if their humans knew where they were. I wouldn't blame them. Who didn't miss home? Cats to chase, kids to race, a bowl with your name on it. But in the end, real dogs are resilient. We get over our heartbreak most of the time. I wasn't so sure about E-Dogs. Metalhead was the first one I ever saw who was a boohoo. Looking back now, I see that was a sign. But at the time, I figured the guy must have a power outage in an important stage in his development. Most robot dogs had their instructions built into the circuitry. But Metalhead was old school. He came with a manual, and he was always looking up one thing or another, never seemed to be satisfied by what he found. It was like he was looking for something that wasn't there. He didn't care about his first cage, or he didn't care that he was in the first cage. He paid no attention to the families who walked by. The cutest little girl with dimples, missing a front tooth, and a bag of dog toys bigger than she was, dropped smack in front of him. She was jumping up and down, her curly hair springing and sponging. Here, doggy, she said, offering him one toy after another. Metalhead didn't even look up. Next came twin boys, matching outfits. Doggy, let us pet you, please, they said. Then they started doing their routines. Mumbos, moonwalks, maracas, and imagine humans doing tricks for dogs. Metalhead didn't notice. I assumed he was out of charge until I saw his blue light flashing. Sit, shake, roll over, human kids called out. They were especially adorable that day. These were families any dog would have been proud to call their own. Okay, so we're going to stop there.